Hey everyone, welcome back into the video. So today we're talking about a topic that has been hot over the past couple weeks. And what's that topic? Well, it's the perceived notion that from Xbox fanboys saying that there is a perceived Xbox tax by the gaming media who feel that the media is treating the platform unfairly, and in certain journalist cases that don't help their case of trying to defend themselves. Yeah, there is something wrong with the gaming journalists, honestly. There really is, and the first example I'd say is one of the most egregious ones from this year alone. Well, what do I mean? Well, take a look. This is a Metro UK's review Hi-Fi Rush for the game at 8 out of 10, which, hey, that's no problem. I don't see a problem with that. That's a pretty good score, but one paragraph is what set everybody off. Admittedly, that's not saying much given this is also the first Xbox Series exclusive to be published by Microsoft themselves, the wasteland that has been the release schedule for the past few years limit the accolades we could give the game. But it's a breath of fresh air for Xbox gamers, Tango Gameworks, and the rhythm action genre as a whole. You see why that set everybody off? Like, why, Metro? Why the hell wasn't so important to put that in there? It has nothing to do with the quality of the game. Oh, I know what it is, because you want that SEO so you get ad revenue clicks on the website. And you know what? It worked, because that article went viral for that particular reason. Because that article on something that had nothing to do with the quality of the game. But nope, you just had to put that in there because to get that attention. Well, I guess you got what you wanted, but you also got ratio into oblivion for it, huh? Keep being incompetent, Metro. You never surprise me anymore. Anyway, continuing. This is from Gaming Bull, who put out an article about Starfield's player count going down. As you can see here, Starfield could be in trouble as the player numbers plummet. Gaming Bull, the game has been out and it was received pretty well. I mean, it got nominated for Best RPG of the Year. I think it will lose that award, but at least it actually got nominated for something at least. But here's the thing though, you're comparing something that is typically reserved for multiplayer / live service titles for a single player RPG. Like, what does that have to do with player count? For a single player game, eventually the player numbers are good as people finish the game and they move on to another game. Or maybe they'll come back later. You say, okay, hypothetically, the game really is buggy, right? Where Starfield has bugs, there is. It's also the most polished Bethesda RPG, but that's not the point though. Once people finish a single player game, they tend to move on to the next thing. So it's okay. So, and Starfield is only what, like 2 months old? Let's see, almost 3 months old. Yeah, it came out in September, and it's now almost December. Yeah, so almost 3 months. Man, time going by. But anyway, so player count doesn't really have anything to do. Does not indicate that the game is terrible. When the game is a single player game, it was received generally pretty well by most people who have played the game. But is it like this? How's it doom and gloom when it's a single player game that's already received well? I don't know. Then again, I'm not a journalist trying to get attention on myself. Anyway, continuing. Xbox One will soon let you play pirated movies and TV shows, while on the other hand, the PlayStation 4 now supports MKV files. Yes, trying to promote piracy for one platform, but the other platform that's doing the same thing, the headline doesn't include that. Very weird, isn't it? Very egregious with that one. Very. It's because they're trying to paint in a negative light for when Xbox does it, but it not in a negative light when PlayStation does it. Wow. I guess this is a whole, Genesis does what Nintendo all over again, except that it's, journalists doing it, not freaking kids or whatnot, or these companies trying to be all edgy or whatever. Like, wow, Luke Plunkett, really? Really? But then again, this ain't surprising coming from you. Reason that you went on a whole blocking spree earlier this year. I got impacted by that. But then again, Plunkett's a moron, so... Anyway, now the next two examples are the final website we're going to be covering before we end this video. Y'all remember, you can't spell ignore it without IGN, so I already obviously gave away who we're talking about. Anyway, the first example from them, they did a video on the most anticipated multiplayer games for 2023. You'll notice something as very suspicious here. For Alan Wake 2, Lies of P, and Mortal Kombat 1, y'all see something? PS5 and PC, PS5 PC, and PS5 PC. You notice something, right? No Xbox versions mentioned, even though all three games have came out on the Xbox platform. But IGN chose to omit that. Yet, they were saying on Twitter or whatever that it was an accident. Come on. Come on, like, you cannot. How's it? If it was just one example, okay, sure. But when you have done it on more than one occasion, with this year alone, that it was not by accident. Come on, you cannot tell me that you just somehow missed it when you're one of the biggest gaming journalistic websites in the freaking world, and you're telling me that it was by accident? Come on, bull crap. It was not by accident. You cannot tell me otherwise. Multiple times within a short span of time. Come on, IGN. Don't buy that bullshit excuse. No, you knew what you were doing because you want to spread misinformation for some stupid reason by saying that a game isn't on Xbox when it factually is. Oh my gosh, freaking clowns. But anyway, one final example. This is one of the more egregious examples by IGN in my humble opinion. This one goes all the way back to 2014-2015 period. Y'all remember when Microsoft money-hatted Rise of Tomb Raider for the Xbox One 2015, I believe it was? Y'all remember that? And then when Sony money-hatted Street Fighter V in 2014, y'all remember that? Well, take a look at this. The difference in reaction for Rise of Tomb Raider being exclusive to Microsoft versus the reaction of Street Fighter V being exclusive to PlayStation. The media grilled Xbox to spill the details on the exclusivity deal, but were super chill to Sony for locking down a popular fighter. And yep, I remember this very fondly. A funny little story behind that because when Final Fantasy 16 was announced as a tie-in PlayStation exclusive, Ryan McCaffrey from IGN, who works on the Xbox part of that team, well, he was going around saying that it wasn't okay when Microsoft did it, but it's okay when Sony does it. A lot of Xbox fans grilled him for a very good reason, myself included, and he started blocking everybody who was calling him out. Which is really freaking sad because what, you can't take criticism over a stupid hypocritical take that you did? Here's the thing, Ryan. I was polite to you. I didn't call you names or nothing. I just called you out on your stupidity and hypocritical take. So, you're going to be okay when Sony does it, but not okay when Microsoft does it? Was it because of bad PR around the Xbox One at the time? Was that why? If so, why didn't you just say so? But even still, you would look like even more of an idiot because you were praising when Sony did it with Final Fantasy 16, by the way, which is kind of funny because both Tomb Raider and Final Fantasy were made by the same publisher, which is kind of hilarious. But then again, Tomb Raider makes stupid decisions. Not Tomb Raider, Square Enix, I mean, excuse me. But wow. Gee, and people wonder why there's Xbox fanboys saying there's this media bias against Microsoft. Because of actions like this. Like I just proven. There's many more examples, like where Dan Silverton was trying to justify that when he gave Starfield a 7 out of 10. And what's funny about that? Well, iTunes was getting all the smoke over that. GameSpot was trying to do that by republishing their review, like nearly 10 times in a row or something like that. It was pretty insane. Or IGN when they kept saying that, Elder Scrolls 6 would not be coming to PlayStation. This is kind of what I mean though, right? Like where these websites are desperate for attention, where they put out posts like this over and over and over again, and they get clowned every single time. That's kind of what I mean though. All these journalists, they're only doing it for the intention really, to get that something called SEO where they get ad clicks and in turn they make money. That's all it is. Deny the hustle, I respect it, but it just makes you look like freaking morons and idiots. So yeah, there is something wrong with gaming journalism right now. They need to do a better job at maintaining integrity and actually treat all platforms fairly. Whether that's PlayStation, Xbox, Nintendo, PC, I don't give a shit. Y'all need to have some integrity and treat all platforms with respect. Because just focus on the games, don't worry about the platform it's on. It's just stupid. Where you have to essentially slight a game for being on one platform while trying to review a game like Metro tried to do with Hi-Fi Rush. It's stupid. That's obviously the most egregious one, at least that I can remember. But yeah, no, Xbox tax doesn't exist, but I do think something is very wrong with the gaming media right now, with how they perceive one platform versus another. It's stupid. If you're gonna cover a platform, actually be fair and objective. That's for anybody, another YouTuber, content creator, gaming journalist, whoever. You need to be objective when you're reviewing a game, or at least covering it. That's just my take on that. I think most people would agree with me on that, but anyway, that's all I gotta say on this one. I don't want to make this video too long, more longer than it needs to be. Anyway, what do you guys think? Let me down in the comment section below, and if you like this video, hit the like button, and I'll see you on the next one. Until then, have a good one.